What's this? There was once a time when I thought there were only two genders. That's before I learned gender was a social construct and operated on a vast spectrum. In fact, a new one just dropped. Okay, let's check this out. We always enjoy these ones.
I'm a different gender than I would have thought this entire time. I've known since I was 30 at least that I was non-binary. I'm 33 now, right? And this whole time people will be asking, what are your pronouns? And I say, he, they, she, any. I really don't have one. I don't care because I don't think of myself as a pronoun. I think of myself as Jesus.
Now, I'm not sure, but I think that might be the Polish word for fruitcake.
So you would think, like I did, like non-binary or they would fit, right? But then I just heard a term the other day that changed my life. Apagender. Somebody left that in my comment section. I was like, what is apagender?
Spoiler alert, it's not a real thing.
Because agender is its own thing, and that never fit. So I was looking at it, and I was like, apagender. I wonder if that stands for apathetic gender. And I asked them, I said, is that like being apathetic in gender concerns? Yes, it turns out that this is exactly what it is, that you don't really care about gender, that none of them really apply, and it doesn't matter if somebody...
Well, that makes perfect sense. So the thing that he's always been is the word he just heard, the made-up word he just heard. How far up your own ass can you possibly get? So really what he's talking about there is just personality, right? It's just personality, right? This person just seems to have a terrible one. And I guess you can call it apagender for apathy gender or whatever. I don't know. Don't really care. All I know is that I don't think this is healthy for people. I don't think spending all of your time obsessed with yourself. If this person wants to be this shallow with their life and this incoherent, I mean, whatever. It's just that it's when it becomes like a cultural moment, when it becomes a cultural movement, that's bad for society. That's not good. J-Ham says, I went through a phase where I sought out lefties to have sit-down discussions with. Oh boy, not a good idea. They are very different mentally, shockingly so. Well, I get they're not trying to get to truth, right? So for one thing, their only defense is emotion because they haven't thought about, it's not just that they haven't thought about any of the things that they support, whether it's like, defund the police or whatever, right? It's that they can't think about it. Like, again, it's just, there's only danger there for them, right? Because they if they think about any of these completely incoherent, bizarre ideas, they're bound to have questions. And that can only lead to trouble for them. Because if they express those questions that they have, they're going to get denounced by their friends and called far right, fascist, whatever. Forget, like, if you are one step behind them on the race to the far left, right, you are the fascist. If you just stop and go, hold on, I'm tired of all this leftism. I'm just going to stay here for a second. I'll catch up with you guys later. Now you're a fascist as well. There is no dissent tolerated whatsoever. So, yeah, I mean, they're not going to have a rational conversation with you. They've never thought about it. They can't. What does the internet have to say about this? Let's see. It's been a good run, America. A social construct requires acceptance by society. When do we get to vote on it? Never. There was no vote when they decided to call us cis. Remember that? Remember you woke up one morning and it turned out you were this thing called a cis because you didn't think that you were like a bird or something, or that you were like, 14 different genders. Now you're a cis. You just woke up one morning and that was it. You're a cis. They just informed you. The media informed you. You're cis now. There was no vote. There was no plebiscite. We didn't have any say in it. We were just redefined by a fringe minority of weirdos as this new thing. I personally don't accept it. I think that's retarded. I think this cis is retarded. So I don't say it. I also think that frog gender is retarded. I think omnigender, which is all of the genders, the infinite genders in the spectrum of genders, I also think that's retarded. I think it's all retarded, to be honest. Let's see. Seriously, when will it end? Eventually. I'm literally so exhausted. Yeah. Let's see. For someone who doesn't care about gender, he certainly talks about gender a lot. Well, what he's really talking about is himself, which is the only thing that he's interested in. He's been encouraged to be interested in nothing but himself. Let's see, anything else in here? So I guess that makes me Appa concerned about his pronouns. I learned something today that goes into the bin of things I can choose not to use ever.